Are you maybe losing pool water out of your waste pipe like how we do here, even when your pool is set to filter? Well, your pool has a leak, so let me show you how to fix that leak. Sa manantumelang Malweni Abusheni di Macharoni, Salam alaikum, Namaste, Good day, Goeiedag, Awe Masaganders. My name is Winston and welcome back to my channel, Bushies Wat Boer. On this channel we discuss everything relating to small scale farming and those small projects that you can do yourself, save on some money and enjoy the fruit of your labor. And in this video over here, I'm going to welcome you to our swimming pool diaries, because I'm going to show you how to fix a leak in your pool. And this is a leak specifically through your waste pipe, like I showed you right now, even though your pool is set to filter. And my pool has lost a lot of water. It's supposed to be just above that dark line over there. It's been dropping. The levels have been dropping and the water has been leaking out some at the back. And also you will see sometimes you will find some water over here on top of this multi-pot swimming around here. So problem number one, or your first step, is to look at this guy over here. So I was gonna only look at the valve, but since I have not checked this since we moved in here. I have not checked this entire unit. We're just gonna service the entire unit. So firstly you want to get rid of all these screws, and you want to make sure that your pool is switched off, right? So you don't want this to run. So let me get all the screws off and I'll show you what it looks like when everything is off. Okay, so all the bolts are off and it looks like this. So you will have to just keep the bottom part, because it has a little nut at the bottom that keeps it together, and then you obviously screw from the top. And then once it looks like this, it should come off easily. I'll put it like this, easily. Just make sure that your position is set to filter, and it should come off easily. It should come off out like this easily. So once you have this off, I'll just take this off, and then I'll show you the O-ring that we want to fix. So the ring that we want to fix is this one over here, and you can see that it is worn out. You just take off the glove, you can see that it's worn out, and this is where it's starting to lose some suction and all that. So how to take this off, you're just gonna use a simple screwdriver, and you're just gonna pry it in there and then kind of lift it up, and then just make sure that it's plastic. You don't wanna hurt it. So I'm gonna go on and maybe just pry this, because it's difficult to do it with one hand while holding the camera, and there's no space for me to put the camera so I can show you. But I'm just gonna pry this because this is glued in. All right, this is definitely glued in, and I'll take this off and I'll show you what it looks like when it's out. So I kind of have it. If I lift it up like this, you will see that it comes off easily. It will come off easily like that. So I'm gonna just take this off. Oh, there you go, it just popped out. Let me just get it for you, and this is what it looks like. So it is a little bit worn, and this here thingy is when you put it up, you know, there's like a groove. There's like grooves here that must be elevated a little bit. So this one is totally worn out, so I'm gonna have to replace this one over here. and get a new one. I had to take it out so I can show the guys at the pool with what size it is, and so I'm gonna go off to the pool shop and get this thing replaced, or get a new one for this, and also get some glue for it. And but while we are here, you also have to like just make sure that you get all these things cleaned. I'm just also waiting for this water to like settle. It's slowing down a little bit, so if it settles and dries, then I can clean it out properly. And then, because I'm gonna have to use glue again to glue this down, so let me leave this for the water to like settle, and then once that's done, I can come back and replace that valve. And then while you have the valve out, the multi-port out, you might as well just inspect this this whole valve. There's an O-ring over here, and it's fine. It's still nicely in place. We don't have to fiddle with that. It's actually fine. What I am gonna do is I want to open this out, because there's some O-rings in here that you can also clean out. Let me just get a hammer, because I need to show you how to take this thing, or how to dismantle this whole thing. So what you want to do is, there's a like a pin that goes in here that keeps the handle in place, right? So you want to take something that's a little bit smaller. Here I have a flat screwdriver that fits into this hole, and you want to put this one flat over here like that. Over here, just like that. You want to put this in there and just use your hammer just to pry that pin out. And you want to also be careful, because this is plastic, so you don't want to go too overboard while hitting it. Just want to give it a few knocks and let the pin is coming out, as you can see. So let me get that pin out, and what did you get? An A++.
Yes.
For what subject is that?
For the art festival.
For the art festival?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are an artist.
Jalen got a B+.
A B+?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are clever, man. You guys are clever.
Daddy,
Well
am I
done.
Tarzan?
Well done, huh?
Am I Tarzan like this?
Tarzan.
Like this?
You are not Tarzan.
No, like this. Like this, Daddy.
Okay. I'm gonna struggle with this thing, and he's keep talking too much, so let me get this pin out. I'll get back to you right now. Alright, so the pin is out, so we can just leave that part there, and then which means this will just come out just like that. And just remember something. The whole thing was always set to filter. Alright, it was set to filter, and what trade secret it is that the filter is always where the window is. So you always want it to point to the window, the filter to point to the window, and your pointer to point to the filter and to the window. That means that in that way you'll know that you're always in place, right? So this one you can take off just like that, and then you have a little spacer, and this little spacer is like squashed out, so I'm gonna have to replace this as well. So I'm gonna have to get one of this and one of these, and what this does is it gives you that space to lift and turn it. So mine got stuck a little bit. It should move easier when I get this replaced. So, and then you want to just pop this out like that. This comes off like this. Put it one side. Then you have another spacer, which is a metal spacer. You can just clean that off. And then you have a spring, and with a spring, if you are able to press it down with your fingers like that, compress it with your fingers, then you need to replace this. But this is there's still some tension on it, so it does not need to be replaced. So, and then there's one more thing that we need to look at. There's a little O-ring over there as well, and the reason for water gathering here might sometimes just be this O-ring over here as well. Okay, my O-ring seems like a little bit worn out, So I'm gonna have to replace, I'm gonna ask them for another o-ring like this as well. So let me go over to the pool shop, get an o-ring like this, get a spacer like this, get a spider gasket like this, and then I'll come back and we will um, assemble everything again. So it is the next day, and we've cleaned it out nicely. You will not be able to get it spotless, but um, as much dirt you can get out, please get that out. Also the old glue, this takes the most time. To clean this out takes the most time. I had to get a vacuum cleaner also in here to get out, to suck out all the extra dirt. And here I cleaned this multi-port. I also cleaned, it's a bit busy here, the handle is nice and clean, and then all these parts here are wiped down. And then obviously we went to the pool shop. Let me just show you the difference. Let me put it aside. Let me show you the difference of old versus new. So here we have, this is the old spider gasket. That is the, let me turn it around, because this is how it's supposed to look on top, you know, with those grooves and edges. This one was worn out. You can see this one is worn out. So this is the old one, this is the new one. Then we have the spacer. This is the old one. It's a little bit cupped and thin, thinner than the normal one. And this is the normal one, a new one. It's flat and a little bit thicker. And then here you have this o-ring. It's also a little bit worn out. And then if I do this, you can see I press it down a little bit. Here you have to put a little more pressure on. So let's go over and assemble everything. Okay, let's start with the assembling. Alright, I've cleaned this out. First things first, you need to get this o-ring over here into that groove over here. So all you're gonna do is just pop it over and just slide it over so it can just fit snug into that space over here. There you go. This will just give you like that traction to, or rather the movement to move it, right? So once I have that in, then you want to put in your spring. That's first of all spring, and then you want to put in your spacer. Right, and then remember, I want the window to point that way, because next up is the multi-port. So, and you want to have the filter part of it pointed to the window. So then you have to put this over like that. Okay, so once that over like that, now you have to put in the spacer. Spacer goes downwards in there, and then you have to get your handle, which will point to the filter and also to the window. And all you have to do now is knock in this pin. So the pin was knocked out this way, so it has to go in this way. And you will see that there are grooves here at the end. So this is the part that goes out, that goes in first, right? So this part stays, you will knock it in this way basically, right? So it's gonna be difficult to now show you, but all you have to do is, like, you have to just push it in and then knock it back in. So it's gonna be difficult, a little bit difficult, but I will knock it in and I'll basically show you what it looks like when I'm done, right? So I have to be honest and say that that cap, it is not that easy to put that pin back in. So I had to go back to the pool people and ask them if they can help me, and they said, listen, we don't have that machine to compress it. They need to send it to some of the suppliers, or one of the drivers will go there to the supplier, drop it off, they'll compress it, put the pin back in, and then they will phone me to say I can collect the cap. So in the meanwhile, while we wait for that, let's put on the seal. So basically I have this adhesive. I got it from them the time when I had to replace the O-ring on the pool filter. So all you have to do is just put a generous amount of um, glue around, especially in the grooves, because that is where the gasket sits. You want to make sure that you have it in there, and I'm doing it now because I want it to sit overnight, and especially in the middle you want all the the glue in the middle, because that's where it tends to lift. I need to add a little bit more here. Okay, and that's the glue. Let's make it sit for like 5 minutes, and then I'll put on the gasket. Okay, so 5 minutes is up, and when you look at the spider gasket, there's a flat side and then there's a side of the groove. You want the groove side face up, so you want the flat side at the bottom, and you will see that it fits in perfectly. You just have to just push it in so it can fit in how it's supposed to go in. It's like a wagon wheel that fits in perfectly. It's supposed to fit in perfectly. Let's just push that in the grooves. The flat side will fit nicely in the grooves. Just have to push it down flat, and you'll see that the excess glue comes up, which is fine. It has to like hold the gasket in place. Where's my cloth? So to make sure I wipe my hands off. So to make sure everything is in. Everything is in, and you'll see all the excess glue coming out, which is fine as long as your gasket fits snug into the groove. Snug into the groove, and that's it. And that is it. Everything is nice and tight. Just wiping my hands. Everything is nice and snug like that. You want to push it in. And you will see eventually that it will fit in properly. So up close, this is what it looks like. You can see all the excess glue over there. I just left it. If we had the cap, I would have fit it already, so it can like suppress it and let the glue set, but I'm going to leave it just like this. I just pressed it in nice and tight. Everything nicely in its groove like that. Everything is nice and snug where it's supposed to be. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna leave this overnight, and by the time when the pool people phone me, then I will just collect my cap, and then we will come and assemble it back onto it. Maybe I just want to show you all the worms. You see, if there's no chlorine in your pool water, you have all those creatures making some babies. So it is the next day. I just got back from the pool shop, and they fixed this for me at no cost. I don't want to mention the pool shop because I'm not affiliated to them. I just appreciate them because they're really giving me nice service, and they're giving me nice advice, and they help me with this to put the spin back in without any cost, and I will definitely not be trying that again. I know now how to do it, but to put this back in together, it's a mission. So let's put this back. I just want to show you also the gasket that we put in yesterday with the glue has dried up. I'm not going to pull this off, so it will not affect the pool. So I'm just gonna leave this like that, and let's fit the multi-pot back on here. Now to fit it is quite easy because the filter, it was always set to filter always faced the actual filter. So I'm gonna put it up there like this, and then remember we took off these bolts and nuts. What I'm going to do is, let me see which hole you can see. You can actually see this hole, so I'm just gonna put this back in here like this, and I'm just gonna tie it down. Make sure that it grips, and then what you want to do is, okay, that one is in. So what you want to do is you want to continue in a star motion. So if you start there, then the next one will be here, and then from there over to there, and from over to there over there, just so it can grip evenly. So let me take care of that, and then obviously I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. And now it is fit, and because we've changed everything, this handle actually moves much better. I don't have to struggle, it just moves much better. And also, just to take care of this multi-valve, when you turn it, make sure that you turn it clockwise, so one way only. And clockwise is the best, because from filter you will normally backwash, which means you have to turn this way. From backwash you need to normally rinse. From rinse you need to normally filter. So it's best you turn it into a clockwise position, and that will take care of the filters and the gasket inside, and also the lifter inside also. It will take care of this, and then your multi-port valve will work longer. So moment of truth, let's go switch it on and see if we don't have any leaks. Okay, so it seems like this thing has cracked. We're actually gonna have to get a new one. Let me just wipe it off. I'm gonna show you. Let me wipe it off. It has a crack right over there, so the water is seeping through. So I'm gonna have to replace this unit. So I just came back from the pool shop, and I bought a new complete system. It looks like this, complete assembled, completely assembled. All I have to do is just take off the old one that's cracked, put in this one, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. So there you go, that's the new one. There's the old one going there. I'll just pick it up this now. Old one is fine, there's no leaks at all, everything is fine and running. So now we can actually go back to fixing the pool. So I already topped up the pool. All the water I've lost, I topped it up. I just want to show you when we go around to the waste drain pipe, just to show you that it's actually dry, there's no water leaking from it. I want to come back tomorrow and show you, but I don't think it's going to work, because let me just show you here. So here's the drain, the waste pipe, and you can see that that water that was standing here, it actually evaporated. It's now dry, there's nothing coming out. So what I want to do right now is I want to backwash and rinse the pool, because there's some chemicals that I need to throw in that needs to run overnight. So what I will do is let me backwash and rinse it now. So obviously the water will come down down there, and obviously somewhere there and around there by the grass. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add the chemicals to run overnight, and then tomorrow I want to see, tomorrow afternoon this time, I will come back and see if there's any leaks, or before I backwash and rinse again, I'll show you that there is no more leaks. I'm backwashing, and you can see that's dirt, a lot of dirt coming out of that pump, and it's actually clearing a little bit now. It's clearing out, and I can rinse it. There you go. So all that blackish stuff is out. I can rinse it, and then we'll come back. So here we go. Yesterday I had to backwash and rinse, and yesterday morning, and I just completely forgot to do the video in the afternoon. But this is like the next morning, so it's like 2 mornings later, and you can see it's dry. There's absolutely nothing even leaking out of here. The pipe is dry. You can see the water, it also evaporated here, so it's also completely dry. There's no more leaks, and obviously when I backwash and runs, the water goes down here. But let me show you at the multi-port valve what it looks like. So there's absolutely no more leaks at the multi-port valve as well. So I wanted to show you. I can just walk around quickly, fast enough, hopefully fast enough. So I'm going to show you the new, remember we had to put in a new one, so you can see there's absolutely no water. Also the pump is running, there's no water sitting there in between there. There's absolutely no leaks, so everything is still fine. We're getting the pool ready for summer, for the new swimming season. You can see this is like the chemicals that we had to put in. It had to run overnight. It actually ran 2 days. It's the second day that it's running right now, so it's doing something. Not doing something, actually has done a lot. I can see the first step already. We just need to get to see the second step, and remember that the bottom part of the creepy is blue, then the pool will be fine. And that's about it. So that's how you fix a leak when your pool filter is, when your pump is sent to filter and you are losing water. Remember, it's that spider gasket that we changed, right? That's the cause of it, the spider gasket. And if there's water around the handle, it might be the O-ring also that has problems, that we tried to fix. I will never do that again myself. I will only fix or replace the spider gasket myself, but I will never take out that pin again, because you saw what the extra effort that I had to go in to fix it again. I will never do that again. But that's something that you can do yourself. These are things that you can do yourself. I'm trying to save you money, and you can learn by our experiences. Do the things that we did that worked. If it didn't work, you try something else. If you know how to do that yourself, take out the pin and put it back in, and not suffer like I did, or struggle like I did, then by all means do it yourself. But that's the end of the video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down if you don't. And if you have any comments, tell me what am I missing, what am I doing wrong. If you know how to do it better, please leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed as yet, please remember to smash that subscribe button and the notification bell, so you can be notified whenever we have a new update. That's it for me for now. Until next time, keep well, stay safe, stay blessed, away.